Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back here to the fourth match with Infect. We lost the die roll this time around, but let's hope for the best. I suspect we'll be on the draw here. Yep, looks like we got a Glistener Elf plus some protection spells. I'm going to go ahead and keep. Obviously, I don't know what my opponent is on. Turn 1 discard spell would be a little rough. Aether Vial, sure. So Caves of Koilos into Aether Vial lets me know that they're probably Death and Taxes. Probably the Eldrazi blue-black, or green-black, white-black Eldrazi variant. As it stands, Noble Hierarch was a good draw. It'll let us deploy something on turn 1 without actually exposing our Glistener Elf. The only trouble here would be like a turn 2 Tidehollow Scholar. But I think our opponent has a lot more things to punish us if we just... I guess they have 4 Scholars and 4 Path to Exiles. Alright, Aether Vial is good. I think I'm going to go ahead and main phase the fetch land here because of Leonin Arbiter. And here I think I would just like to deploy Glistener Elf. I kind of like playing out the Blighted Mamba when I have enough to regenerate it already. So against black-white Eldrazi taxes, one of the most difficult things to beat are Flicker Wisp and the Eldrazi Displacer. This matchup gets a little bit better game 2 when we have Shaper Sanctuaries. Yeah, there's nothing we can do about this Thalia here, obviously. Just makes our life a bit more difficult than it should be. We could deploy this Noble Hierarch. I kind of like the idea of that, actually. And now we can attack with Glistener Elf here. And Thalia can't block it. Alright, our opponent's on 3 Infect. Obviously, we couldn't quite go for the kill here, but we could go for the kill next turn if our opponent taps low or does something weird. I suspect they'll attack with Thalia. Our opponent taking up their Vial to 3 obviously makes a lot of sense. But they didn't play off something on 2, which is interesting. Leonin Arbiter, yep. That is A-okay with me. Our opponent likely has Flicker Wisp in hand. They're attacking with Thalia. We are not blocking. Although we could actually block here. Trade like a mutagenic growth for a Thalia. That might have been something I should consider. Another Glistener Elf, huh? Here I think we're okay, just attacking. If our opponent declares no blocks, I believe we'll have lethal. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Opponent's probably got something here. I wonder if they'll target the Glistener Elf. They do. Do we want to trade a Blossoming Defense for that? I don't think so. And here, I think we can just deploy another Glistener Elf and keep up a bit of interaction. What do they have here for 2 mana? Then an Arbiter. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So they're going up to 4, which means they probably have Thought-Knot Seer. So if they attack with Thalia, I think... Wow, they're just attacking with everything. That is so aggressive. Let's go ahead and block here. Sure. If they want to spend Eldrazi Displacer, that's pretty good. Target my Noble Hierarch. Okay. Do they have Thought-Knot Seer is the question. Because next turn we can attack with both Glistener Elves, and we can pump the one that doesn't get blocked. They could have Restoration Angel here too. Resto would be kind of a beating, but I don't think we can play around Resto. And usually Black-White Taxes doesn't play Resto. They usually have Thought-Knot Seer at the top of their curve. Again, can't quite play around stuff here. Don't have the luxury. So next turn, I believe we have... Well, that Thalia is really taxing our mana. We have 4 mana. Yeah, we might not actually be able to get the kill here that we want. Alright, Breeding Pool is a pretty good draw. Looks like they have the Thought-Knot Seer, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think I maybe should have killed the Thalia a turn earlier, given the opportunity. I think that might have been a slight misplay. Alternatively, maybe playing out Blighted Mamba last turn was also correct. That way we have 3 Infectors. Because now they can just block both, and we're pretty dead on the crackback. So if we attack with both of them, that's pretty bad for us. So I think we just have to attack with one of them. If they block with the Displacer, it's pretty good for us. Yeah. You probably want to keep your Displacer around for a bit longer. Alright, we have to pay another one. Sure. Land isn't great. So they can tap down one of our blockers and then swing in for 3, forcing us to chump block. Playing the Blighted Mamba taps down one of our blockers and just takes us down 1 life. Oh my god, that was a misplay. Yeah. We should have just played the Breeding Pool tapped. If we make it 1 more turn, yeah. Because I forgot about this Leonin Arbiters. That's going to get us pretty good here. Our opponent had a really interactive draw for us, actually, surprisingly. So Thalia and Displacer and Flicker Wisp and Thought-Knot Seer, plus the double Aether Vial to get all of that out by turn 5, essentially. Yeah, I'm not sure that that's a draw we're ever really beating, but of course we have to try. I'm already thinking about what I'm going to bring in for game 2. I think the Shaper Sanctuaries are actually really good, considering they target our creatures. Wow, they're not tapping down anything? They're just going to attacks? Wow, so this actually gives us an out. Okay, yeah. Our opponent sees the correct line here. At least the start of a correct line. Yeah, I think we want to block here, block here, block here. Yeah, not playing this breeding pool might have been a serious mistake. Obviously, we have to do this. Oh. I think they should have tapped a creature pre-combat, but maybe I'm wrong. So this signals to me that they probably drew something. I really hope this land here doesn't come to bite us. Wow, so... Ah, come on. Yeah, we're dead. Like, if we drew Become Immense, that's actually... We actually win there. Okay. Didn't quite get there that game. That's alright. So, does Shaper Sanctuary work on abilities, too? Particular spell or ability? So, I really like Shaper Sanctuary in this matchup. We could also bring in Viridian Corruptor. I think Spell Pierce is a bit weak here. Twisted Image is interesting, maybe. It makes their Flicker Wisp 1/3s instead of 3/1s, which maybe is relevant. I don't think so, though. Let's see. Again, I think taking out a bit of the explosiveness and adding a bit of the sideboard package might be pretty good here. Blooded Mamba, like, is just okay in this matchup. It's just another Infect creature, and maybe that's something we need. I like how Mutagenic Growth... Well, maybe we can trim a Mutagenic Growth around the edge, too. Yeah. Alternatively, we could bring in Nissa in this matchup. I don't think we need to. That's a pretty good hand. No protection spell, but it's pretty explosive. Because we got turn 1 Hierarch, turn 2 Agent, turn 3 Kroza plus Groundswell is a kill. And sometimes they just don't have the interaction necessary to beat that. Okay. So I think I'll shock here. Hierarch is down. Let's see what our opponent has on turn 1 here. Please no Thoughtseize. Aether Vial. That's actually not the worst thing in the world. Let's go ahead and play this Blighted Agent. We do have protection for it. So, again, this is the turn 3 kill here. If our opponent doesn't have... like, even Athalia doesn't quite do it here, I believe. Because we have 4 mana next turn. Well, they're keeping up mana. And that's scary. Do we go for it here? They could easily have a Path to Exile. So what happens if we don't go for it here? Then they have, like, Flicker Wisp. Not even Flicker Wisp. I think this is free. Because if they were playing around something, they could have a Blessed Alliance as well. What? I'm busy, what? I'm busy, what do you want? Yes. Okay, guys, sorry for that pause there. So our opponent said nothing, it blocks. So I think we just say take the 6 here. We could have gone for the kill there. I think that's a bit greedy. Let's go ahead and get a Dryad Arbor out there as well. This is tough. I'm not actually sure if we've got it here, you know? Thought-Knot Seer is really good here. Where's a Pontiff, huh? Oh, crap. Okay. Looks like we're using this Groundswell to save our creature? Oh man, playing this Dryad Arbor now feels really bad. Now a pump spell off the top could still get there, but Pontiff... Creatures you don't control get -1. Yeah. Let's go ahead and protect our Blight Agent. Maybe we should have just gone for it. Maybe I shouldn't have even played this Glistener Elf. I'm not sure. Now I feel like I got seriously 2-for-1 here. It's evasive, which is nice. But now they can like start Flicker Wisping the Orzhov Pontiff, and we're in a really bad spot. So maybe we should have just gone for the kill that last turn. Although again, I wasn't particularly playing around a board wipe there. Okay, they do play Ghost Quarters, so kind of have to hope that maybe their hand is just a bit weak to what we're doing here. Yep, Thought-Knot Seer is not what's going to get us here. They do have their Vial on 3, which is important to note that they could easily have a Flicker Wisp here. But again, something like a Blossoming Defense off the top should be pretty good here. So what we could do here, no, that's bad, because if they have Flicker Wisp, we're screwing ourselves over. Seems like we draw lands the worst times. So worst case scenario, we rev up Inkmoth Nexus here. Our opponent goes Flicker Wisp, Blink the Orzhov Pontiff. Comes back at end of turn. They trade with our Inkmoth Nexus. They take 1 Infect, and then we die, basically, essentially, because we have no board. Lands are the worst cards in this deck. Okay, so we rev up Inkmoth. Flicker Wisp really gets us here. I don't think I want to play into and especially because this is not a lethal attack. It doesn't force something. So I think I will just attack with Blighted Agent. Looks like our opponent probably didn't have the Path to Exile, so maybe we could have gone for it on turn 2. Okay, it looks like our opponent is either vialing in an Eldrazi Displacer most likely. Oh, Flicker Wisp. So they had the Flicker Wisp. I imagine, okay, just targeting my Blighted Agent. That's interesting. They could have, whatchamacallit, the Wasteland Strangler. Tidehollow Scholar, sure. Opponent made some interesting plays here. It's possible that they just have another Blighted Agent, though. I mean, another Flicker Wisp. They could also have Eldrazi Displacer at this point here that they bring in from the Vial, and then they have mana to activate it as well. Oh gosh. Okay. Yep, that's pretty bad. Yep. They hit our Blighted Agent. We lose Blighted Agent, but we have an Inkmoth Nexus, so a pump spell off the top may still be okay if our opponent does not have a Flicker Wisp in their hand. Lands off the top aren't going to do it, so yeah, that's a shame. I feel like we flooded out there a bit. We could easily get there with our deck. Anyways, that was the 4th match there with Blue-Green Infect. Thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned for the 5th match. I'll see you guys very, very soon.